Severe avoidants struggle with accountability. You might notice that your avoidant partner or your avoidant ex doesn't take true accountability. They didn't take true accountability when they hurt you. They didn't take accountability when they pulled away. They found external things to blame their behaviors on. They gaslit you into thinking that it wasn't their fault and maybe it was yours. But there's a reason why accountability is so difficult for an avoidant, especially a dismissive avoidant or a fearful avoidant that leans dismissive. This person has a core shame wound. Avoidants have a core shame wound from childhood. And this is because they were emotionally neglected by their parents or the caretakers. They weren't given the love and the nurturing that they needed as a child. The end result of this is a child that grows up to feel unlovable. They weren't given the love from their parents, so they personalized it. It must have been something wrong with them. They must be defective. It's a core wound of shame and defectiveness. Shame is a toxic emotion. It has no benefit. It's not like guilt. Guilt is I did something wrong. Shame is I am something wrong. So fast forward to being an adult. If the avoidant acknowledges wrongdoing, if they take true accountability, then they would confirm to themselves that they are defective. It would poke that inner shame wound. And that defectiveness, that shame wound, is just too incredibly painful. And due to the lack of emotional nurturing as a child, this is also a person that grew up avoiding emotions, avoiding processing them, not talking about them, burying them, suppressing them, and running from problems in general. And this all results in a lack of self-reflection, because self-reflection is the polar opposite of avoiding. When you self-reflect, you have to process emotions, not suppress them. You actually have to take accountability, see where you've gone right, see where you've gone wrong, reflect on how your behavior impacts others. That's all very painful stuff, especially the accountability, because that core shame wound runs so incredibly deep. And the avoidant finds it much easier to blame external circumstances for their behavior rather than take accountability. Because if it's somebody else's fault, or if work was just too busy, etc., then they don't have to self-reflect and they don't have to face that core inner shame wound. Now, they can heal that core inner shame wound, but it requires a willingness to change. The avoidant has to want it. No matter how badly you want this person to change, no matter how badly you want them to self-reflect, heal, become secure, learn to be a healthier partner, actually take accountability, they have to want it. And in order for them to want it, it usually requires the avoidant hitting rock bottom of sorts. Rock bottom is when the consequences of their own actions are so painful that it actually motivates the avoidant to do the difficult work, to do the difficult self-reflection, take accountability, because they don't want to go through that pain again. Now, some never hit rock bottom. Some do. And often rock bottom can be losing or potentially losing a person or partner that they truly cared about because of their own actions. Now, if the avoidant is refusing to take accountability and they have hurt you, understand it's not because you're not worth it. It's no reflection on your value as a person. It's a reflection on this person and their unhealed attachment wounds, their insecurities, and that core shame wound that they don't want to face.